Hello, I've got Violin 497-5 with the 5, the dash on the end of the number, representing a 5-string model. This is one of my shop fiddles that I varnished and graduated. It does have a special bass bar to improve the tone to more of a warmer, sweeter tone, and also to make sure that the C string has a nice full vibration going. A lot of 5 strings that I hear, that is the weak spot, and I know there are good makers that do make really good sounding ones, but this is a very good sounding fiddle that won't break the bank. I don't give them away, but again, if you are a 4-string player and have always wanted a 5, this would probably be a good opportunity to have one at a reasonable price, and it sounds good. It's got the spacing at the bridge is just like a standard spacing, except it's a small viola bridge, and the spacing at the nut is the same as well. It's just a little bit wider neck. This violin is a 2-piece back Maggini model, and it's 14 3/8 inches long on the back, which is a standard fiddle is about 14, maybe a little over on some old German fiddles, whatnot. But this is a little bigger fiddle, and it won't fit in a standard violin case. It needs a small viola case, so which you can buy. So when I ship this fiddle, I'm going to ship it in a case that will fit it, probably an old case. But again, this is number 497-5. And also, if you want, I like a little heavier bow to play a 5-string. Not that I play one much, but a little bit heavier bow. This one's 66 grams, and this is an Erich Steiner old German bow, probably from the 70s or 80s, that's been rehaired, and it's an octagonal stick. And I'll sell this along with the fiddle for an additional cost of $125 for this bow. Now, I'm selling the bow with the fiddle, so if someone wants a bow, I don't want to sell it without going with the fiddle. So it's got good power on all the strings. I'm going to play the higher register in just a second. But basically, these are really good for music teachers that teach stringed courses in school and whatnot, because this is basically a viola and a violin in one instrument. Now, I know a lot of bluegrassers and other good fiddle players like a 5-string to play. But it takes a little practice. It's hard to switch right over to a 5-string from a 4-string and be able to play it accurately, because that extra string screws you up. I did okay. I didn't get all over the strings, but a lot of times when you reach over to go to the G string, you go a little too far and you're on the C string. So it is confusing. It's kind of a you got to practice it, and I really don't practice much. But it's a good sounding one, it really is. Now another little thing on 5 strings, this is more or less a little bit more curved bridge than I normally use on a 4-string fiddle, depending on what people want. But basically you have to have a pretty good radius on that bridge to play clean. Otherwise, if you had a flatter bridge on a 5-string, you just have a more chance to get over on the strings that you don't want to play at that time. So you need a little bit more radius so that you can rotate, and it makes a little more rotation, but it's cleaner. So it's a good sounding 5-string. It's number 497-5, and I'll play a little bit up close where you might be able to hear the texture. But it really it's a fiddle that's vibrating very well. And the big test is when I do these and get them back together is whether the top is flexible enough to power that C string. And this one's doing really good. Now, you don't have to have a heavier bow. You can use a 60-gram bow or lighter. But a little bit heavier bow, especially for that C string, will really draw a little bit more vibration out, it seems to me. My technique is probably not the best. But again, number 497-5. If you're interested in this fiddle, let me know. I have a feeling that it'll go pretty quick. So don't wait around. Thank you.